What's happening? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Walcott Mar in the building, and of course, that's my partner, brother from another mother, Detroit Mel, the man with the grand master plan for the I.O.W. Sports Network. And we are here, y'all. We are here because we have a special edition show. We are previewing the AFC South, getting all you football fans ready for some football. And of course, here to talk some AFC South football, my player partner from another podcast that we collab with on a regular basis, my man, Double J Jones. Holla at him, man.
What's up, man? What's happening with you? Just like the AFC South, man, we the only team that's gonna show up and ball out. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Hey, Jay, man, drop the socials, man. Tell them where the people can find you at, bruh.
Hey, man, Jay Jones on all 4 social media platforms, man. Facebook, IG, Twitter, and TikTok. Mel, what's happening with you, Mel?
What up, bro? What's going on with you?
What up,
Ain't much, man. Chilling.
Jump out the car, run up in here.
Oh, you had to jump in the car? Oh, that definitely sounds like
I was on 8 Mile when you text me. I was like, oh shoot, let me hurry up.
That's a very, very Detroit thing to do, though. Just hop out of a moving car.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, man. As long as you ain't get nobody with no chairs.
Be on, bro. I heard. I said, you got that nigga Jay? Oh shit.
Oh man.
Hey, the crazy thing is, hey, Jay, wow, he said, as long as you don't hit him with a chair, bro. Hey, homeboy got bopped with the yellow chair. I was like,
yeah,
in
Detroit,
I keep my ass cocked in the back seat.
Pause.
Hey,
all right. Pause.
Hey man, hey man, talking about toting that steel, man. We on another level with toting that steel, but man, hey, enough foolishness going on. But y'all know where to find us, man. I.O.W. Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, spread the word, and of course, I.O.W. Sports 1 on Twitter. And you can find me and Double J Jones on 613 Fade Productions on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, everywhere. I'm talking about, so between I.O.W. Sports, 613 Fade Productions, Man Down, and anybody else we collab with, I'm trying to tell y'all we have some of the best content sports-wise. You don't need an FS1. You don't need an ESPN. You don't even need none of these big talking heads and these athletes with their little podcasts. That's cute and all. Nah, you need the fans' point of view from the real. Anyway. Hey, real quick, can we talk about that, bro? I don't know how this is supposed to work with Richard Sherman and Skip, bro.
Man, let me tell you something, bro. Skip Bayless ain't doing nothing but doing what everybody else do. He trying to take advantage of the culture. You know what I'm saying? He figured I can get him on here. I can get the people that's into hip hop, the people that's into the black culture, get them on here, get the eyes on here, and then Richard gonna say something crazy, so that's gonna get the people that's into the drama culture, to watch it for the drama. You know what he doing? You know what I'm saying? You know what he doing? It ain't really about he want to debate Sherman. He want those content eyes, and how I can get the eyes of viewers on my show.
Oh, okay. I mean,
that's all it is.
Hey, I would never doubt your logic. That is Negro Damas over there. He be coming up. I mean, I don't know where he get the thought process from, but it come to him. Hey, P, what's up? What's up?
What up, man?
It looked like Mel came from the beach. I don't even know if you know how to swim. Don't do that.
Nigga, I know how to swim, nigga.
Okay. Because I know I don't.
I do.
Matter of fact, my people's from Montgomery.
Your people from
Oh, wow. Yeah. Bro. My people from Montgomery. I was like, that's my cousin shit.
It's nice, bro. Come on, man. Come on. I'm looking like you. Well, not quite.
Oh, man.
I'm
quite handsome. Darker, but you're still my brother.
Hey, man. Anyway, so what you think about it, Jay, with Skip and Richard? How you think that chemistry gonna rock, bro?
I see where Mel is. I see the viewpoint Mel's coming with. I'm not arguing that at all. But I think it's similar when he went and got Shannon, right? Shannon was new on the scene. He was new with CBS, and things had went left with CBS. And Richard Sherman is up and coming as well. He's on the Amazon Prime team. He's very well spoken, and they got a bit of history. You know, the well-known clip where he was like, "I'm just better at you in life" and things like that. So I think it's already gonna have that like, it's based off the history, that drama kind of like build up that it may already have. I think it's gonna be all right because people like drama. You know what I'm saying? People like debate, and I think Richard Sherman, being a player, former player, and having the opinions, he's real pro player. You know what I'm saying? And Skip kind of is the opposite. And I think it's gonna just be similar to what it was with Shannon and Skip. I don't know, the disrespect. I don't know. Maybe Skip learned from that or not. But I think it's just gonna be it's gonna be similar. I don't think Skip will put himself in a position where he would necessarily fail. You know what I'm saying? At this, and if he does, this is it. Wrap it. Yeah. If this don't work, that's it for it.
Ain't Wayne coming on every Friday?
You said what?
Yeah, Wayne's coming on every Friday. Yeah,
Lil Wayne's
coming on I could do without that. I can do without.
AP said too. Yeah.
Wayne's going to be on every Friday. That's what I believe. What was reported. Of course, Richard Sherman will be the regular commentator on 5 days a week, and Wayne, because Wayne would come and do the guest appearances, but apparently he's now part of the actual Friday crew now, which is
my opinion about that, bruh. When I saw that picture of him and Skip White, he looked like my man from Django. What's my man?
Steve
Samuel Jackson. Yeah, Steve. He was like, I was like, hell, they got Steven on here doing sports. I can't rock with that.
Wayne and Skip always had a pretty decent relationship because he did the Undisputed, the opening song, the theme song, and all that. But I just, and I'm not saying Wayne may shock me. You know what I'm saying? Wayne may. I'm just gonna try to be optimistic with it, but I just don't need to hear Wayne. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm open for it. Pause.
It's not right. It's not to knock any other non-sports person come on there. I think some of them come on and have great takes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not Lil Wayne per se because he's not a sports guy, but it's just that I seen some stuff he said, and I'm just kind of like, yeah. I'm talking about not just sports, but some of the stuff he said. Like, you ain't for the culture. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't rock with that. Some things I just ain't gonna say. Even if I think it, I ain't gonna say it for public consumption.
I got you.
Because of my love for the culture.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah.
That's me.
No, I feel you. But Jay got a good point. It kind of even just the announcement of Richard Sherman and Skip teaming brings eyeballs to the product because of the well-known clip and exchange that they had some years ago on First Take. So. That's what I thought. I'm like, there's no way. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, come on, bro, this shit ain't gonna work. Like, come on, y'all literally y'all went personal. Like y'all, and this is the only way it's gonna work. And shout out to my man Flo from Bottom Line Sports, because I agree with him. He came up with his take. He said this had to have got signed off, as in they had to have had a conversation and a sit down with each other first.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, this had got signed off and clear the air. Why not? I mean, because at the bottom line, if it works out, there's a lot of money that's going to be made with this show. So, you got to iron everything out first, and then let's go get this paper. So,
because I don't see Sherman going for the like. I mean, Shannon let some of the disrespect slide. I don't know if Richard Sherman, and I think that's some of the stuff that, like you said, they probably had to iron out. Like, yo, we not gonna go cross this line. You know what I'm saying? And Skip can't afford for another host to leave.
No, he can't. It's over with. I'm with you on that one.
Now, hey, I'm with both of y'all, because especially ain't no more brothers gonna keep wanting to sign up for his co-host.
Oh no, there's a lot of niggas.
I think so. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Look at the history of black folks. There's a lot of niggas still come up here and do it.
yeah, I think so.
Boss ain't as bad as you think he is. He say, boss ain't as bad as you think he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I remember Shady was trying to. They thought Shady was going to take a position.
Nah, don't.
Yeah,
I'm glad they did. I'm glad
is crazy.
But I'm just saying, there's always somebody else waiting in the wings to do that.
Hey, I feel you, but
yeah.
like Shady.
Skipping Perkins. Oh damn, I don't think it's that bad. Skipping Perkins, nigga. I think Perk be having subtitles on. What the fuck that nigga say?
But nah, man, let's get into this AFC South preview, man. So obviously the team that brought up the rear, and they're actually playing right now on TV. They're playing the Patriots in preseason, the Houston Texans, man. So Jay, you being an AFC South fan of the Titans, you know you're familiar with all 4 teams. Kind of give me like your perspective on what the Texans are going to be looking like this year.
I think the Texans are going to be like a 6-win team, right?
Okay.
Obviously, I think they were like 3-13 or 3. They had 3 wins, yeah. So obviously, I believe that they're gonna have a better season than last. Obviously, they got D'Amico Ryans as their coach,
right?
Which is a great move. I wish he didn't go there, but he went here, so that was a great move. They had 2 great draft picks, CJ Stroud, which I thought if we went quarterback, that's who I would have wanted. If we went quarterback, I think he's going to be phenomenal with them. In years to come, they already have Damian Pierce. They got Dalton Schultz. They got a young, talented defense. I don't think that they're going to be that pushover team that a lot of teams or a lot of people think that they're going to be. They're going to put up a fight. They're going to be in a lot of games. You know, even with us, we split with them last year, but it's not going to be the same Houston Texan team that you're familiar with. You're going to see ups and downs from CJ. But I think they're on the right path, and they're in a great position to move forward.
Nice. Jump in here, man. How you think the Texans gonna fare this year, man?
I kind of agree with Jay. I think that you look at Ryan's, a lot of times the team and the players take on the identity of the coach, and I think they'll be in every game fighting. My opinion on Ohio State coach quarterback, so I'm gonna wait and see on that. But outside of that, I think Ryan's got a team ready to play, and I don't think they're gonna be 3-win team. I give them 6. I think they around around 6, maybe 5 or 6. So and I think even when some of their losses are gonna be some close losses.
Yeah,
because they're gonna be fighting. And I like Damian Pierce. He a beast.
Yeah,
I like Pierce. So yeah.
Hey, Damian Pierce is so underrated just because he was on the Houston Texans last year. But if you had him in fantasy, he did you.
I did. I had him.
He did you some great things. So hey, I'm with you on that.
He's been running a lot. He get out of that.
I will say this. I'm kind of putting the Texans on that trajectory, kind of like how the Jets have been, where you see them 2 years under Salah and they keep progressing, and then of course this year a lot of people expecting them to go crazy. But I think the Texans, because I think they gave D'Amico like a 6-year contract or something like that, and we know how they've been treating brothers as coaches down there in Houston, so that's kind of shaky. But I will say this. If they don't see progression by like year 3,
hey, if your brother, your quarterback, they bring the hoes in.
And then they got John Mechie. You know what I'm saying? John Mechie.
Oh yeah.
Great story, man.
Yeah, great story. So I think they're gonna be a lot better than they got Stingley at the quarterback. They got the cornerback. They got Will Anderson drafted him. So they
got Will Anderson. They got some good pieces there. They got something they can build around.
And they got Holmes. They got somebody, a safety from the 49ers. Was it damn, I can't think of his name right now. But I think Gibson. I think they got Gibson back there. One of them safeties they got from the 49ers who was pretty good. Was it? So they got it. They're gonna be decent. They're gonna be pretty tough this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna. I definitely can see them taking on an identity an identity of D'Amico Ryans. Like you said, Jay, obviously he played ball back in Houston for the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
He was a tackling machine. So I'm expecting this. I'm expecting this squad to, like Mel, what you said, they're going to play in a lot of tight games because I think that defense is going to be a lot better and take on his identity. Which this is why I'm saying they're going to have a jet trajectory. Robert Salah was a D coordinator, and so it's going to be probably predicated off their defense and just use every last game to just keep maturing on your offensive side. Because, I mean, you got a rookie. You're going to have growing pains. You're going to have ups, going to have downs. And that's just the nature of having a rookie as your quarterback. But what it did tell me is that Davis Mills ain't the guy. That's what it told me.
Shit. Oh, well, we knew that. I mean, we knew that.
Davis Mills not the guy.
Nah, not as a starter. Not as a starter.
He's a good backup. He's a great backup, man. I love him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He came in and aired us out, man. So I know all about him.
Nah, because he ain't got no issue looking over the line. He got that extended neck, bro. He got the extended clip, bro. he walk around with the 100-round extendo, bro.
Yeah, man. They got Denzel Perryman from the
Raiders,
from the Raiders, and Jimmy Ward. That was the safety I was trying to think of.
Okay,
Okay.
That's a nice pickup. Hey, well, it makes sense because you're gonna see D'Amico. He probably was like, "Oh, no worries, you'll be coming with me wherever I go next year." So I'm pretty sure we keep them out. So the next team in the AFC South finished next to last year. Them boys from Indianapolis, Detroit Mail, man. Tell me what's up. How you feel about the Indianapolis coach this year, man?
Garbage.
That's it.
Next team.
Right, trash. I don't know, man. Something about the way they run this organization, man. You had Andrew Luck, who should have been still there, and you may not want to play no more. And then after that, you went to quarterback after quarterback to quarterback. I like the quarterback you got now, but I don't think they have enough pieces. You got this thing going on with Jonathan Taylor, and this is the way he treated and the way they make it so public. To me, that shows you the kind of organization you're working for, and that bleeds over to your play on the field. And that right there showed me that I don't expect a lot from them this year. How the whole organization. And I think that tells a lot about the play you're going to get on the field. Now, there are sometimes people overcome that, but in general, that stuff just come from the head down, and however it is ran, and I was around appropriately for years. They had talent here and there, but the way it was ran, it bled down into the play on the field. I see that same thing with Indianapolis.
Damn, my man just said. He said they don't
5-6 wins, maybe. They'll be trash.
Oh wow. Okay, so I mean, the points that you make, I can definitely see that they're going to struggle. As in, because here's the deal: we need to see if their offensive line is going to improve. Because it wasn't too long ago that everybody that watched football was like, bro, I wish we had an offensive line like the Colts, bro. They are.
And defense.
Yeah. Well, because the defense they would turn the ball over, and it was because they was missing Shaquille Leonard last year. He barely played last year because of his ankle. And so when you see he's not there, it's a whole different squad. They just don't take the ball over. They don't get the turnovers. They don't get the pressure. So it's weird. So it's like damn, is Shaq Leonard that important to your defense? Don't get me wrong. I know how important he is to the defense, but damn, did y'all forget how to play defense just because he's not there? Wow.
Well, sometimes just that one player helps the flow of the whole rest of the defense. How he plays. Think about on defensive line when you run certain plays like traps and stuff like that. I mean, not traps. I mean, thank you. Stunts and stuff like that. It depends on what one player is doing to open up that hole for the other player to come through. So I'm saying, that other player that's doing that is not getting the credit for the sack.
Yeah.
But what he wouldn't have done with his job right, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at sometimes that one player kind of just affects the way the rest of people play, because the next player you put in and take his place can't do what the other player could do.
Big time.
And then it just flows downhill.
I will say this. Now, when it comes to the Jonathan Taylor situation, man, even me and Jay talked about it on last week's episode of D-Man K Sports Podcast. At the end of the day, I don't see him staying in Indy. Obviously, he's still under contract this year. They'll definitely probably tag him next year. So you probably get 2 years out of him before you make a decision on how you're going to replace him. Because I don't think he stays. I mean, we've gone through the history, go through the track record of Jim Irsay. Running backs don't get paid by him. They don't.
Right.
They get traded. They get traded, or they just don't come back. I mean,
right.
Call it what it is. That's just what I see. So it's unfortunate that a talent like him is dealing with the circumstances, as in just trying to get his just due, especially from his own team. Like, that's wow. When he's okay, I don't want to say he's above head and shoulders of anybody else on the offensive side, but he is head and shoulders above everybody else on the offensive side.
It's true.
Name somebody else on that offense that's going to scare you right now. Like, yo, bro, we got to stop that dude.
It is him. It's Jonathan Taylor, and similar with Baltimore. When Lamar was going through his contract woes, I was just like, "What is your plan B?" You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest. This is kind of how I feel. Like Yabo said, like Mar said, he's probably gonna get tagged the next 2 years if things don't work out. But I could possibly see him getting traded, kind of like Christian McCaffrey did mid-season with Carolina going to the 49ers, right? Depending on where they are with their season, you know what I'm saying? Like, they okay, somebody's gonna probably need a running back, and somebody's probably and Jonathan Taylor is top 5 running back in the league. I think we all can agree with that. So you're getting, depending on what the running back market is looking like at the time of the trade deadline, I wouldn't be surprised if they traded him, like I said, like Carolina did with Christian McCaffrey. And remember, he was coming off of an injury as well. So it's unfortunate, but Jonathan Taylor is the head and shoulders of that, especially of that offense. Like, even with Anthony Richardson, and I think he's going to be good, but every good quarterback needs a running back somehow, some way, or a running game.
Oh, you got to. It's because at the end of the day, you got a rookie back there, because I got a good feeling. I think they're going to start Anthony Richardson from day one. I think so. Just because, what's your option? Gardner Minshew or Anthony Richardson?
The stuff you've been hearing about how you've been doing, they may start him.
And don't get me wrong, I like Gardner. I think Gardner Minshew is a legit, really underrated quarterback. I think people don't give him the credit due that I'm not saying he's like superstar, but he's a really good quarterback. And I know when he was with the Eagles last year, he had some struggles, but he's not bad as a backup. And
no, he's a great backup.
Like y'all said, man, Anthony Richardson. I mean, you can't, when you draft a quarterback that high. 9 times out of the 10, you got plans to start him. ASAP.
We also got to remember Shane Steichen just went to the Super Bowl with a great RPO system with Jalen Hurts in running game. Right. You can easily transform that same RPO style offense over with Anthony Richardson. And if you smart, make Jonathan Taylor happy. That's a dynamic duo you got in the back.
I mean, if you look at the money, man, it's not that big of a difference. Same thing with Saquon, man. It wasn't that big of a difference with it at the table. So my thing is, just make them happy. Negotiate it down, make them happy. You're not going to give them the 16. So that's already off the table. So if he realizes that, and now you have a negotiating room now. So I'm not giving you this, but somewhere in between that and maybe 12 or 13 you can get.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad deal. Considering where the market's at.
Well, because And also, I think with running backs, you just got to be careful on your negotiation tactics because if you're talking about 16 is the goal, then you got to have $16 million production, as in you got to be able to pass, catch, and run.
Yeah, but I mean, here's my thing though. Here's my thing. I ain't even cut you out, but here's my thing. If you look at McCaffrey, right? He had a lot of injured years in there. So I could argue that did he have $16 million worth of production? Because he had the potential, because we saw what he can do. But if you're looking at what he actually did compared to how many times he was on the field, was that $16 million worth?
Well,
I can argue that.
I know what you're saying, but to be fair, Carolina gave him that contract after he was balling, and then he got hurt after he got the money. So it was kind of like a real shitty situation for him. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what it is. And joining us right now, representing the Jacksonville Jaguars, we got Kyle in the building. How you doing, Kyle? What's going on, my man?
What's the good word, gentlemen? How we doing?
What up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, real quick, Kyle, man, for our listeners and viewers out there, man, go ahead and let people know where they can find your content at, my man.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me aboard. It's going to be a good time here. What can I say? We're talking some ball, boys. But at the end of the day, of course, you can.
So we pause on that?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So just checking. Go ahead.
But yeah, if you were looking to find the goods there for me, Kyle Nash, a student of the game, you could, of course, find my work on the 3-point conversion, writing some NFL. I'm newly joined with the Jaguar Report of Fan Nation for Sports Illustrated.
Nice. Okay.
Also covering UCF college football in the Big 12 this year for UCF via the Black and Gold Banneret and the Night Shift podcast. So I do a few things, gentlemen. It's about to be, well, hey, some people call Christmas the most wonderful time of the year. I just expanded a few extra months. That's all.
I like that.
It's definitely the best time of the year. I'm with you.
So now we're going to move on to the team that finished second place last year in the AFC South. We're going to talk about Jay's Tennessee Titans. My man, Jay, what's up, man? You go ahead and preach your word on how you think the Titans is going to do this year, man.
It's an exciting time of the year for Tennessee right now. Okay. Obviously, everybody's excited about the addition of DeAndre Hopkins, right? Which is tremendous addition. Definitely needed him, but we got a lot of they're not household name names. But we got a lot of transition. We got a lot of different coaches. We let go a lot of veteran players, names that people kind of knew of. Got some coaching staff. Got new turf. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I saw that. Y'all got the first turf in NFL history. Micro turf.
So it's
a Super Bowl was, gentlemen. I mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, Jay. After what the Super Bowl was, new turf's a big deal. Let's not underplay that.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
It's an exciting time. You know, it was a lot of misinformation coming into the season with Tennessee. We got a lot of players that's coming in with a lot of chips on their shoulders. Ryan Tannehill, it's his contract year. He didn't finish the year last year. A lot of the veteran players who were on the team last year, we lost 7 in a row. We lost to Jacksonville for the division. So got D-Hop, who a lot of people thought he's washed. He's coming in with an attitude of the chip. Derrick Henry's coming in with a chip based on what's going on with the running back market. So this team is coming in with a lot of with a chip on their shoulder. Obviously, a lot of people have us coming in second to Jacksonville based on how we finished the season last year and what Jacksonville did last year and the additions that they have this year. So it's going to be a fun season. Traylon Burks is coming in with his second year. He's got a chip on his shoulder because he came in last year trying to quote unquote replace AJ Brown. We got a new general manager, Rand Carthon. So it's a lot of change and it's a lot of excitement for Tennessee. And obviously, I don't know if y'all seen, but we got the stadium coming in 2026, 2027 as well. Okay. So
I saw that video.
Yeah, so it's real exciting right now. It's a lot to be excited for as a Tennessee Titan fan this year.
That's what's up. Kyle, jump in here, man, on kind of your predictions on how the Titans are going to look this year, man.
Listen, I mean, it's a situation where the Titans are still going to be near the top. I know people that want to tell me the Texans are going to pass the Titans this year. And listen, Texans hopeful. I'm glad you're moving in the right direction. That ain't it.
I appreciate that.
Right on. Listen, my only problem with your Titans, Jay, is when I say positive things, they always seem to let me down, and when I don't believe in them, they correct me. So me having any doubt is a good thing for you, brother. So take that.
Yeah. That's normally how we are. When we fly under the radar, that's when we perform our best.
No, straight facts. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Now, here's my whole thing. You mentioned people trying to say D-Hop was washed. I wasn't ever in that camp. But here's my problem. And see, tell me if you follow this. You got a racing engine, but the problem is the car is a Pinto with your quarterback situation. That's what I think the big issue is right now. But to your credit, you pair to know your team. I dig it with Ryan Tannehill in a contract year. If he's going to make a jump, science says that's the year he'll do it. But I guess the question I pose you, Jay, is in the event that Tannehill fails to finish the season again, I mean, how you feel about Will Levis? Because I don't think Music City Malik's going to do the thing.
I actually think otherwise. And first of all, we're not going to speak Tannehill not finishing the season. We're not going to speak on that. You know how that went this year. And just a little bit of pushback. I know a lot of people think that Tannehill is, it's a lot of Tannehill slander that went with the decision for D-Hop to come to Nashville. But if you really look at Ryan Tannehill's numbers, Ryan Tannehill, since he's come to Nashville, he's been really, really productive. Last year, he didn't finish the season, and we had a really bad O-line, didn't have any offensive playmakers. The year before that, I think we finished first in the division and in the AFC with Derrick Henry going down and A.J. Brown and Julio Brown both being in and out of the lineup. So playoff Ryan Tannehill is a different story than regular season Ryan Tannehill. That's what I like to say. And Ryan Tannehill knows that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he wants to get us back to that that place, that AFC championship, and be competing for a Super Bowl, because that's the slander he gets is in the playoffs. But I think actually Malik Willis has taken a lot of leaps and a lot of steps to move forward to be that second quarterback. I know a lot of people want to push the Will Levis narrative because we drafted him high, second round. But I think Malik Willis he's gonna be a lot better than what people expect him to be. I honestly think he'll be a superstar whether he's here or elsewhere.
Well, and I'll say this. I like Malik Willis. I got to cover him a couple times when he was playing for Liberty at the Cure Bowl. Arguably one of the best Cure Bowls was one that he was in. That's a whole other thing. And before we go,
Matt.
Yeah, right. I don't want to go too far thinking I'm just here being a Tannehill hater, right? Because
I'm used to hearing it. Don't worry.
Right. That's what I'm for.
But see, I want you to know that I'm a rare breed. Hear me out on this one, Jay. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Your boy T Hill made me look damn smart in the days when I was writing for the Dolphins Wire of USA Today. Okay. But what did the Dolphins have to do with this? Well, here, let me tap the sign behind me. My Aaron Evans original painting of me in my playing days at O-line, right? The Dolphins' offensive line was awful, and Tannehill would be hurt often because they'd always be injured.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell you, you didn't listen, Miami people. And what happens when he ends up with your Titans, Jay? Boom. Okay, y'all make the playoffs and ish. Okay, he almost got me preaching. But the thing is,
preach.
So I don't want to be known for T Hill slander. If you saw Music City Malik Willis make leaps, I'm glad to hear it. But to be honest, I haven't been in Titans camp, so I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see Saturday. I'm speaking into existence. I'm a big Malik Willis fan. I've been speaking highly of Malik since we drafted him, but he's gotta prove it. And Saturday he gets that opportunity to do that because I believe Terrell Williams has named him the starting quarterback for the first preseason game. If y'all didn't know, Vrabel, he is given the defensive lineman coach the opportunity to coach the first preseason game, which is Terrell Williams. So that's why I didn't say Vrabel. But so we're gonna see what Malik gonna do.
Yeah, give him some experience. That's a dope story. I like
that.
Jump in here, Mel, on how you feel about the Titans, man.
I think Tannehill is the Kirk Cousins of the AFC. I mean, matter of fact, I think you can put the Vikings and Tennessee together, and they just compose them together, a mirror image of each other. You know, they got a lot of similarities, and a lot. You know, you look at the Titans. Kirk Cousins. What's going with Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins during the regular season. As much as I like to talk about him, he winning games. He get to the playoffs. Kirk Cousins need to go to the convalescent home. He go to Ryan Tannehill. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I do like about Tennessee is some of those additions that and I like the fact if Malik do develop, they got a great quarterback lying the way. And what Tannehill has, the other quarterbacks don't have. He used to be a receiver, so he can understand how routes run from receiver perspective when he's throwing the ball. So he has that advantage. Yeah. And I think that the defense the Titans have is pretty good defense, especially up on that D line. So I like some of the things they have. And I know I love Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? It just like to watch run, you know. So they do have some things. I think that my biggest thing with Tennessee is what can they do when the playoffs come? Because they'll make the playoffs based on that division. I think they'll make the playoffs. So I don't see that not being a thing for them. It's just how can they get out of the playoffs onto the other side, looking up at the Super Bowl. That's the biggest thing with me with Tennessee.
I feel you. Yeah, Tennessee. We can't forget that last year they lost 7 in a row. I don't think that'll happen again. That was just
we don't forget.
Yeah, but I'm saying that was just a bad string of luck. And here's the deal. In that seven games that they lost in a row, it was dealing with a lot of injuries. You know what I'm saying? It was dealing with a lot of injuries. Obviously, Tannehill was part of those injury things. So was Derrick Henry, some of that as well. So when you and we can't forget that Treylon Burks, his rookie season, you didn't get a lot of them because he was also hurt.
Yeah.
I think the addition of D-Hop is going to pay dividends, not just in the production side of the offense, but as an IQ and getting these guys matured in the game of football in the wide receiver room. So that's a big advantage that a lot of people can't overlook and dismiss. And don't be surprised if you see Treylon Burks making hell of a plays. He got a good mentor. He has a good mentor. You can't knock that. And Mike Vrabel, believe it or not, has turned around that franchise from where they were, from the previous coach. Correct me who it was. Jay
Mike Mularkey.
Yeah, Mularkey.
Yeah.
So when you go to Vrabel, who's had a winning record every season, for the most part, besides last year. I mean,
they were technically really winning season last year. You look what they did, what they had, a lot of injuries and stuff.
Hey,
so
man,
I give them that.
They ain't far removed from an AFC Championship game. They ain't far removed from number 1 seed at 12 wins. So it's a lot of those pieces that were there for that success are kind of still there. So you can.
I got a question for you, Jay. When Lamar finished,
go ahead.
Hold on. So I'm gonna just say this.
Go ahead.
We had a lot of issues last year. It wasn't just the receiving. Our O-line was bad. Our special team was bad. Like we had a lot of problems, and a lot of that is becoming cleaned up. We drafted Peter Skoronski from Northwestern for the offensive line.
I love that pick, by the way.
Yeah, me too. I loved it. It was the second pick that I was a little shaky on, but that's a different story.
I wasn't going to say nothing, but listen, Jake, really quick, and pardon Mar, I'm going to take the opportunity to plug something and
go ahead.
When we did the student of the game real mock draft, where I took talents from all different teams representing to do the first round. Do you want to know a name that wasn't uttered in the first round on the student of the game real mock draft? Will Levis. We didn't like him either. I get you.
I wasn't really with that pick, but based on the wide receiver needs. But a lot of those, like that's kind of like my concern right now is the O line, because we just our right tackle has been suspended for 6 games for gambling, and we just don't know because we haven't seen it yet. And the special teams, we got a kicker competition going on, and we lost a lot of games because of our kicker last year. So, and that's been a thorn in our side for the last year or two. Even when we were winning, it was a thorn. So, I know D-Hop is the popular story, but it's a lot of storylines, even outside of the quarterbacks. Will Levis and Malik Willis that are going on in Nashville, and we're going to see come Saturday, how it goes out, how it plays out.
I'm waiting to see that.
See, Jay, you don't even look like you weigh 250 pounds, and you still talking about the O-line. Hey, cheers to you, bro. I'm good with it.
Hey, man, hey, when your quarterback is living on his back, pause, and gets hurt, man.
Hey, go ahead,
that's a good living though for some people. But anyway,
Earl, I see how you earned your name now.
I'm giving these hoes these back shots. That's why they call me Epidural Male.
Hey, y'all got to excuse, man. He like acting up when
Hey, that's got to be clipped right there.
You can't take him nowhere, bro. Hey.
But my question to you, Jay, is that if you look at Mike Vrabel and what he's done with this team, could you say that he's in the position where Tony Dungy to Chucky situation down Tampa Bay, he's taking the team as far as it can go. Now let's find somebody that can take him to the Super Bowl, because he don't seem to be able to get over that hump, so to speak.
I mean, I think that there's a love for Vrabel. I don't think that they're going to really replace him, because I don't know what coach you would replace him with. It's a lot of coaches out here that have the same issue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We just seen Buffalo. Like, they've had issues getting over the hump. Cincinnati's coach recently, like, they've gotten good, but they haven't got to that promised land. But what Vrabel has in his defense is he did take him to the AFC Championship, and he did win the Coach of the Year on a season where we had the highest injured players in the season. So I think those two, I think he can get us there, and I think they know that they can get us there. And I think that's why we fired our current general manager, because he couldn't get us there, and he was stagnant, and he was the reason why AJ Brown is gone. It was John Robinson. So I think with Rand Carthon and Mike Vrabel, I think they really work hand in hand together, and I think that's why they went after D-Hop, because they knew that was a position, as well as offensive line and other positions. They know what's wrong, and they know what they can do when they have a talented roster, and what they can get us over that hump.
Hey, he definitely has a
and the coaching staff. My fault.
I want to say he got some not clout, but some credibility, and probably they're not yanking on the leash on him too soon, because I mean, you take out last year. Look at his resume. It's been pretty damn good in Tennessee. It's just one bad year. But, of course, the team that took the AFC South, went into the playoffs, was looking real scary in the first half. It's comeback in NFL playoff history. We are talking about Kyle's Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, Kyle, break it down to us, man. How the Jaguars going to look in 2023?
First of all, for the continued hospitality you gentlemen have given me, let me throw some props. I see my dude puffing the Black and Mild. That's why I knew it was okay to drink my chocolate stout.
Hey, I'll be honest, Kyle. I ran out of papers. I would have rolled up something, but I didn't have.
Okay. Hey, zero judgment from me. I don't smoke, but if I ran for office, I would legalize it. It's all.
There you go.
Listen, I gave Mel his props. We saw what happened earlier, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But I have to apologize, Mo. You got me on the show here, and I'm on my phone. Listen, my dude Jay over here was dropping it like it was hot. I had to make sure I followed him on Twitter before I forgot. Because apparently he followed me. I never followed him back, and apparently I was a hole and didn't follow him back. I solved the problem right here on the air, and I apologize. I'm a busy man. You heard all the stuff I was writing for. I done fixed it. Here we go.
I appreciate it, man. I truly appreciate it.
No doubt. Hey, when you heard it, I got to tell you, man. That's the world I live in. But, with all that aside, listen, gentlemen, I got to start here. You know, it's funny, and I think Jay is in a unique position to appreciate this. When they came out early in a game after losing to the Red Tails, Commanders, in a game that they should have won, and dropped a pass in the end zone. I at one point talked to Arden Key, which I can't do anymore, but I won't get into that. And he said that the vibe of the team at that point, because all the rest of the teams were struggling that weren't Tennessee, getting into ties and all that mess, it was looking good. And they proceeded to go on a 5-game losing streak. One might say that Urban mired them in bad coaching. Y'all left the malarkey pun on the table, didn't touch it.
I didn't want to. I was going to. I didn't do it. I was going to do it.
But anyway, listen, and this is not me disrespecting the Jags. Like, you call them my Jags. Listen, this is a 49ers hat. I cover the Jags because I live in Florida. I'm good at sports. Let's not get it twisted. But the punchline is this. The punchline is this. The Jags are in that place where they can be amazing and absolutely not at the same time. The reason why you got the phrase, it was always the Jags, was for the amazing comeback. Now, going into here, the 2023 season, where the prince that is promised, according to national media, listen, I like Nick Wright, but let's make sure this work is right before we go that crazy. But listen, I don't think anyone's going to argue he's the best quarterback in the division. I think that's a big advantage. Every other team, you need to worry about the run. Jacksonville is exactly the complete opposite, which I think is part of the reason why they're successful in the division. And yeah, I know you had Dobbs at quarterback in week 18. Jay, I ain't stupid. I get it. But the other thing, too, to build on that, I love the Jacksonville Jaguars schedule this year inside the division because of rookie quarterbacks, because let's be honest, that pass rush ain't what it needs to be if you're going to be talking about trying to be a champion. You're not going to get over that touchdown gap that you lost to Patrick Mahomes II and the Chiefs by with this group such as they are. I'm not here to tell you they're bad. I'm just here to tell you they're incomplete. Now, do they take another step? Listen, Doug Peterson's a great coach, but you know the difference between him and a Mike Vrabel? That's an offensive guy. But I do mention Doug Peterson for this reason, gentlemen. A lot of victories, and the reason why a lot of the games were close, weren't necessarily due to player talent. I knew Doug Peterson was pencil whipping cats. Listen, me and my good friend Travis Holmes of Big Cat Country, I played flag football with him. It was great. But he and I would come on my show, The Student of the Game, and talk about the fact that Doug Peterson put guys in position to make a difference. I'm not here to say that Christian Kirk didn't do amazing. I'm not here to say that Zay Jones wasn't awesome. I'm not here to say that Marvin Jones, who may not be there anymore, but did amazing things. I'm telling you, they were put in position to do it. You know who got Evan Ingram an extension? It was Doug Peterson. Okay? So, all of the above to say this, gentlemen. Now that they got Stevan Ridley, which oddly is a gambling infraction gone right, if you ask Jacksonville fans. I mean, but let's be honest. Would you rather be catching passes from Desmond Ritter? I'm just asking, Mr. Ridley. What do you think? Anyways.
Got a point.
I mean, but with the lack of defensive pressure up front, even though I do like what the DBs are looking like in camp, I have to say you're in a position where you have a team that is going to try to ask Trevor Lawrence to get his footwork right when he's throwing passes on a consistent basis to win shootouts. But Kyle, how do you know about Trevor's footwork? The dude told me that was the problem with his throws. At times he missed last year. Okay. So for all the close games the Titans lost, I felt like the Jags won them. And no disrespect to Mike Vrabel. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. What I'm saying is the reason why the Jags were successful is Doug Peterson. If people start working that film, if the Jags ever get behind in the game, I think they're going to have problems. That being said, I think the schedule works in their favor just a little bit, gentlemen, because as much as I liked AR-15 getting picked where he did, as much as I loved what the Texans did when their first round, they ain't there yet. Yeah. Although they did manage to ruin Tony Baselli's celebration at halftime for his induction and the gold jacket and all that. Listen, that's a whole other whatever. I mean, the Jags aren't a lock, and mistakes are there to be made, mostly because they don't have the defensive pass rush to make up ground.
It's funny that you say that, Kyle. It's because me and Jay have said that numerous things, even on our Twitter spaces. Oh, I'm sorry, X spaces. The fact of the matter is that Jacksonville's not that far separated from Tennessee, so that gap isn't as far as a lot of people think. I originally came out and said, because of based off of last year, Jaguars should take this division. But after everything, draft, acquisitions through free agency, and, people implementing their game plans, and we're going to see more and more preseason, work of it. I'm like, that gap really ain't too far. Is because you really look at it, and I'm glad that you brought up the defensive side. I mean, they really weren't getting after Mahomes in that playoff game. They really weren't getting after Herbert in that playoff game. You know what I'm saying? It all was predicated off the offense. But saying that, another year with Lawrence and Doug Peterson, this is the year that you got to see that jump. I know a lot of people and the talking hands are ready to put Trevor Lawrence up there with some of the great quarterbacks in the league. He has a potential. Yeah, of course. We know that.
Yeah.
But he got to take care of the football. That's another thing that gets missed with Trevor Lawrence. The fumbles, sometimes the bad interceptions. You can't be in the upper echelon of quarterbacks if you're turning the ball over and you're costing yourself possessions, you're costing yourself games. Because, I mean, my prime example, they lost to the Eagles after the fact that they were actually leading that game, and then they started fumbling, coughing the ball over, and in short field to a good offense in Jalen Hurts. That's going to kill you every time. If they could clean that up and not get behind, like you said, Kyle, Jacksonville might actually be all right. Jump in here, Mel.
Yeah, I kind of agree with some of Kyle saying about this. You can see how great Peterson is. I said it when the draft happened last year, and they was talking about between Hutch and Trayvon Walker. I think I said on this show, I said Trayvon Walker is not the player that everybody think he is. He's not a pass rusher. He's not. He's a run stuffer. He's good for filling the holes, but he's not a pass rusher. If you look at his production in Georgia, he have a lot of sacks.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of player he is. And so I was like, pick him. Because that worked out for me. But I was like, pick him. Because that worked out for the Lions. So I didn't care about everybody making that argument about Trayvon or Hutch, who should they pick. And I was like, he's not that type of player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. Every player has a type of way in certain schemes they play best in. And if you picking him to be a pass rusher, that's not what he's good at. And I think that was part of the issue. They didn't get any rush on the quarterback. Now, having said that, and what Nash has said, Peterson worked wonders with what he had. And then some of the additions they had this year, could that take them a little further? I think it's a wait and see type thing with them, because I think a lot of us are kind of like looking at what they did last year, especially with the Chiefs. Hey man, they played Chiefs tough,
They did.
And right now the Chiefs is what we look at, and Chiefs is what we look at as that gold standard, because of what they've done. And if you can play that team tough, that makes you up there. At least look at what you can do up there with them, and playing them tough help them.
And that's why I say that gap isn't far, because the Titans played the Chiefs tough. So
Right.
I mean, especially going by your definition of the gold standard of trying to compare yourself to other teams. If you compare yourself to the Chiefs and you play them tough and you can take them to a nail biter game, hey, to me that says a lot. I mean, we talked about it even week one. With what the Lions are going to do, it matters how you play against the standard of the NFL league.
Yeah.
Jump in
and
there.
and let me say this. Let me say this right quick. Let me say this right quick, Jay.
Go ahead, man.
And I say this about the Chiefs. The Chiefs is where you see where you have a marriage of good coaching and talent comes together.
Oh yeah.
And we have a lot of teams that have one or the other. I think the Chiefs, that's what makes them good. But go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, real quick, I want to follow up with how good a point that is, Mel, because listen, when I was in Phoenix and I talked to the guys leading up to the Super Bowl, he's got two rookie starters, a fifth rounder and the seventh round in that defensive secondary. It ain't just Patrick LaVon Mahomes II and Travis Michael Kelsey. It is everybody on that damn squad. You're right. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
Now let me just say this: Kansas City in the regular season and Kansas City in the playoffs. Two different Kansas Cities, because we beat Kansas City in the regular season, and that shit ain't mean nothing. We had a 10-point lead on them in the AFC Championship, and that dude, Patrick, what's his middle name? Mahomes, yeah, he came through. So, Jacksonville, I really think Jacksonville is going to be kind of like the 90s with Jacksonville, like that Tennessee Jacksonville. It's gonna be slugfest, man. We can't look at Jacksonville and be like, oh, that's an easy win. Hell, they swept us twice. They swept us last year, right? So Jacksonville, they got the talent, they have the coach, we're right there. We're neck and neck, and I'm it's gonna be based on injuries and coaching and things like that. But they have a great squad. I'm not going to sit here and be one of them Titans fans to be like, oh, Jacksonville, we ain't got to worry about them. Trevor Lawrence is going to be I'm looking forward to see him moving up. And I actually like competition in the division. Like that makes you better when you do play Kansas City, Cincinnati, and these things and those teams like that. So Jacksonville to me is going to be obviously that they're going to be the team to beat, right? Doug Peterson, he has to be better than Urban Meyer, right? Because Urban Meyer was the absolute
people want
worst.
to try to tell me Brian Daboll was the coach of the year, right? Jacksonville fans be wearing clown masks in the stands. Giving it to Brian Daboll.
Doug Peterson is that guy. Again, I didn't like Doug Peterson coming to Jacksonville, but I understood the movement. They needed him, right? So it's cool.
Right.
To me, Jacksonville has I think it's gonna have one of the top 5 receiving threat cores, like with Kirk, Ridley, and Zay Jones, and then you could throw in Evan Ingram. I think that it's gonna be so tough to stop. And then have Travis Etienne coming out the backfield. Like,
I'm glad you said that. I was gonna be like, we cannot forget Travis Etienne.
We were all drooling. Let's be clear. You talk about turning the ball over. I know Trevor had that one game against the team that eventually won the NFC conference. I mean, that bar is pretty low, but still props to the Eagles. I was this close. I had written in my article, Jalen Hurts MVP, in my opinion, regardless of what happened. And then Patrick LaVon Mahomes II had a 29-yard run on a bad foot. So that, but the one who had the most turnovers that changed games, and not to call him out because he got his
Josh
first
Allen.
One quit. Well, I mean, that's a different division. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. But it was actually Travis Etienne who at key moments would lose the ball and always to be within vicinity of the damn end zone when it happened. I say this as an Etienne guy, and something that Travis Etienne and Sunshine himself have in common. I really think their actual rookie years were the past season. Now, Etienne is an easier sale because he was hurt all his rookie season.
Right.
If you're going to try to tell me being mired in Urban's bad coaching, I'm sorry, I went back to didn't affect one Trevor Lawrence, you're crazy. I mean, watching the national media go, well, he's lost 22 games. You fool, man. What are you talking about? Now, granted, the prince that is promised, that's the pendulum a little too far the other direction. But
right.
The potential in place here is amazing. And Mel, I'm going to touch on your critique of Walker because it's valid. In any other division, I would high five you for how correct you are. But let's go through the major offensive threats in the AFC South, such as they are.
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor, when he's healthy, Derrick Henry, and whoever is handing the ball off in Houston, because until now, their quarterback situation, and it may still be if CJ Stroud doesn't pan, but I think he has a better shot than some of the others in the past. Whoever they were handing the ball to in Houston would always get a lot of yards. If you have a dude that can run stop with a side of pass rush, that's why they picked him. Now, granted, I would have picked Hutchinson too, but I didn't hate the pick as much as everybody else. Really, if we're talking about rookies that didn't produce as much as they should have, suddenly everybody's forgetting Devin Floyd's name. But okay, or Devin Lloyd's name.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's having a great camp this year, though, so I'll give him that.
Yeah, Jacksonville is going to be, Tennessee is always gets overlooked when they do division winners. Like Tennessee always, like even this year, obviously is Jacksonville. The last couple of years has been the Colts when they had Phillip Rivers. And
I picked the Titans past 2 years. Can I get some
points? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to give Kyle. I didn't know you back then, so but I appreciate you, though. I appreciate that, but no, I think Jacksonville is going to be they're going to be legit, man, and they're going to be something to wreck with. It's going to be a one of those 90s matchup, and it's going to be a good one. I think we actually going to split this year. I'd be surprised if either team sweeps.
Yeah, I can dig that. I'll say this because they've been dissing on the AFC South, especially last year. You're like, it's only Jacksonville, blah blah blah. I just think you're looking at a division where you're trying to see Jacksonville, see if they can repeat that same production that they had last year. I think Titans are definitely going to be right there neck and neck with them. I'm not going to be so quick to dismiss Indianapolis. I'm not saying they're going to compete for the division.
I'll do it for you.
Okay, cool. And the Texans, they're just trying to learn how to play good football. They're trying to their culture changing right now. So I'm not expecting them to compete for the division. So you're looking at a division that can pretty much you can probably pinpoint on what some of these teams are going to do. But at the top, I think it's wide open. The top is definitely wide open. There's not a absolutely surefire right now, obviously, because the regular season hasn't started, to say, hey, Jacksonville's winning that division. I'm not so sure. Right. But I'm not gonna write that.
I do this for you, Mar. Yeah. I think both Tennessee and Jacksonville will have double-digit wins.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now, how it goes from there, whoever wins the division, that's up to. But I think both teams. I think one team will have 11, and another team will have 10.
So you're saying you're sending two teams to the playoffs this year in the South?
There's no.
I don't know about two.
AFC, yeah, exactly. Tell them, Jay.
But I don't know about two. I didn't say two playoff teams. I said two teams with double-digit wins.
Tell them, Jay.
True. Hey,
so whoever wins.
Hey, this might be a trend. 10-7 will get you out of the playoffs. Remember back in the days, 10-6 was a damn near guarantee to get you in the playoffs.
I got you.
Well, hell, in the NFC, 10 wins will get you in the playoffs for sure, bro.
Yeah. Hey, when we talk about the NFC, man, Kyle, you definitely come back and give us your pointers on the NFC. Yeah. But I do agree with you, though, because, and not to get off subject because we're not talking about the Jets, and this is what scares me with the Jets. Nick. No, but hold on.
He ain't on the show and you bringing up the Jets, bro.
But this ain't nothing new. I said it to him, and I said it on this show. This is what scares me with the Jets. You got Aaron Rodgers, who's been in the NFC for so long and had, the path of least resistance. Now you're going to the AFC. There's resistance in every aspect of the AFC. So that was my take on that. So
since people coming after you, I'm happy to back you on that point real quick, Mar. Look at the power of vacuum that has taken place in the NFC North since. We are actually having a conversation that goes this way. Who is the best quarterback in the division? Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, or Jared Goff? Literally, when the dude was drafted, my tagline was, I scoff at Goff, and now we're talking about him and somebody who's competing for the best quarterback in the division. If that doesn't say what you're trying to, brother, I don't know what does.
Hey, that's the best thing that's coming up, man. But we gonna set this down, man. A great time. Kyle, real quick, again, let the viewers and the listeners know where they can find your content at, my brother.
Hey, listen, in honor, joy, and privilege, gentlemen, I have to say I was a little late. I thought I'd started at 8. That's my bad. But I had a great time, guys. Listen, I would love to come back sometime tomorrow if you got time. What are you talking, Jags or not? I'm the student of the game. I'll do it all, of course.
We love that.
You can find me on Twitter at the SOTG, as you see there. On Instagram as the same, the SOTG. I want to tell the kids I'm hip. I'm on Threads too as the same. The SOTG. Find me. Oh, you impressed by that? You know what? You don't have to sip your tea. I'm on the spill too as the SOTG. What?
Hey.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll be everywhere, man.
This guy gets it. I like it. Thank you, Mo.
Hey, man.
Go ahead, Jay. What's up?
No. Go ahead. Finish your taglines, man. Go ahead.
And then, of course, to keep it, remind people that I am old, the student of the game on Facebook. And then, of course, check out my writings. Check out my.
Always got to be in. Always got to be in.
You know what, man? Because I'm of a lighter hue, I call it CPT. but I live in Florida, so that don't just apply to black people. It does apply to other brown people too.
Uh-oh.
No,
He just light skinned it.
I can't get away with that joke everywhere. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, no problem, man.
Of course, you can find my writings on the 3-point conversion. As I mentioned before, I will be dropping a piece here sometime this week, probably around Saturday with the preseason game for the Jaguar Report of SI. And then also my work with the Black and Gold Banneret covering UCF. I'm about to jump to do the Black and Gold Banneret's Night Shift podcast here, talk some college ball here in just a minute. And then
I'm gonna need you to slow down. You say that I hear black, and the way you coming out saying it, my ears like
what?
What you say?
I already know he's trouble. You talk about CPT, you better watch it.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't nowhere. I can't take it nowhere.
All right, hey, I was warming my chair up.
But I'll wrap it up with saying this, gentlemen. Make sure you look for the Student of the Game. If you could catch the stream on Huddle Up Podcast Inc. on YouTube or on Sertoba Media on YouTube, that's a good time there. And of course, on the podcast, anywhere you find the podcast as a Student of the Game podcast. Gentlemen, an honor, joy, and privilege. But until next time,
yeah,
dismissed.
Appreciate
Double
you.
J, tell them where they can find you at, man.
Hey man, shit, I feel like I gotta go after he just braggadociously threw all his tags out there. I'm all plain and basic. But nah, man, Jay Jones on all 4 social media platforms. Hold on. I'm not on Threads, but I am on Spill at Jay Jones as well. So let me go ahead and throw that out there too, man. You can find me and Mar also on Twitter Spaces Saturdays and Sundays at 11. You can find me and Mar also on the Man Cave Sports Podcast. Episodes drop Saturday on 613 Fate Production, and we're on Apple, Spotify as well. So man, check us out. Appreciate the love. A Jaguars fan or a Jaguars writer that I can be friends with, and we can be sensible and we can be cool friends. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, you may mess around and end up on my pod sometime, Jay.
Hey, just let me know. I'm here, man.
Yeah, hey, we grinding. Hey, man, but y'all know what it is, man. Catch all the I.O.W. sports content, I.O.W. Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, most importantly, right here on the YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, spread the word what we got going on. I.O.W. Sports 1 on X. I keep saying Twitter. I'm going to keep saying it. It's Twitter. I.O.W. Sports 1.
Say Twitter.
Yeah,
you keep saying X. I'm thinking of a great hip-hop artist. May he rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking of videos, but that's a different story.
I expected Mel to give that answer.
Right? Hey, you rubbing off, man.
Pause. Hey, pause. Just end it, man.
Hey, man. Hey, tap in with us at all the social media at the bottom of your screen for all your I.O.W. sports content. Tap in with us every Monday and Thursday. And then, of course, our show with me and Jersey Boy MJ, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man, great time. Until then, it's your boy, Wildcard Mar, Detroit Mel. We are out. Yes, y'all. It's your boy, Wildcard Mar here. And I'm excited, folks. I hope you are. Because football is back, baby. Yes, it is. And what better way to celebrate football being back by joining the I.O.W. Sports Football Pick'em League. It gives you an opportunity as football fans to test your football knowledge if you can pick the winners of each game for 18 straight weeks. But please believe, it's going to be some stiff competition out there because we've done this for the last 3 years. Of course, you're looking at the inaugural winner, Melvin Wall from Man Down Sports, our year 2 winner. You see him rocking the championship belt. And then, of course, I.O.W. Sports' very own Jersey Boy MJ won the Pick'em League last year. He walked away with the championship belt, bragging rights, but most importantly, $200 cash. We gonna up that pot this year, y'all. Get a chance to win $300 cash, the championship belt, and bragging rights. So in order to join the Football Pick'em League, here's how you do it. You must pay an entry fee of $10. Send it to either PayPal, Zelle, or Cash App. Give us your email, and in return, we will give you the link to join the group league. And after that, it's up to you. Y'all think you know how to pick NFL games for 18 straight weeks? You want the bragging rights? You want the championship belt? You want the $300 cash? Join the league. September 7th will be here in no time, so you don't want to wait too long. You don't want to hesitate at a chance of winning some cash, a championship belt, and bragging rights. Until then, keep enjoying all this I.O.W. sports content on I.O.W. Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Wildcard Mar.